The world was taken aback on February 12, 2025, when former U.S. President Donald Trump hinted at a potential meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin. This unexpected revelation caught many off guard, as the two leaders had not been in the spotlight together for some time. The announcement, reported by CNN Arabic, sent ripples through the international community, sparking a flurry of discussions and debates among political analysts and commentators, prompting questions about the nature and implications of such a meeting. What could be the agenda behind this sudden diplomatic move? Trump, known for his unconventional approach to diplomacy, suggested that the meeting could take place in Saudi Arabia in the not-too-distant future. This choice of location added another layer of intrigue, given Saudi Arabia's strategic importance in global politics. This unexpected development immediately fueled speculation about the agenda of the meeting. Analysts began to ponder the possible topics of discussion, ranging from economic cooperation to security issues, and the motivations of the key players involved. What were Trump and Putin hoping to achieve through this potential dialogue? The announcement came at a time of heightened global tensions, with numerous hotspots around the world demanding attention, with the ongoing conflict in Ukraine and the increasingly complex geopolitical landscape. The timing of this potential meeting could not have been more critical. The potential for a Trump-Putin meeting, particularly in the Middle East, brought to the forefront the shifting dynamics of global power. The Middle East has always been a focal point of international diplomacy, and the role of non-state actors in international relations. The involvement of various non-state actors could further complicate the geopolitical landscape. The lack of concrete details surrounding the announcement only added to the intrigue. Speculation ran rampant as to what the confidential discussions might entail. No official date or specific agenda was released, leaving observers to decipher the potential significance of this meeting. The absence of clear information left room for numerous theories, leaving observers to decipher the potential significance of this meeting. Analysts and journalists alike were left to piece together the puzzle. The world watched with bated breath, eager to understand the implications of this unexpected diplomatic overture. The anticipation was palpable as everyone awaited further developments. The stage was set for a potential realignment of global alliances. The possibility of new alliances forming or old ones being tested was on everyone's mind, and a reshaping of the geopolitical chessboard. The world was on the brink of witnessing a significant shift in international relations. The announcement of the potential meeting served as a stark reminder of the unpredictable nature of international relations. In the world of diplomacy, nothing is ever set in stone. With the world still grappling with the fallout of the COVID-19 pandemic and facing new challenges, the global community was already on edge. The prospect of a Trump-Putin meeting injected a significant element of uncertainty into the global arena. The potential outcomes of such a meeting were vast and varied. The international community braced itself for the potential consequences of this unexpected diplomatic development. The world waited, watching closely for what could be a pivotal moment in history. The potential Trump-Putin meeting in Saudi Arabia didn't materialize out of thin air. It was the result of a complex web of diplomatic efforts and strategic conversations that had been unfolding behind closed doors for quite some time. It followed a series of behind-the-scenes diplomatic maneuvers and conversations, shrouded in secrecy and speculation. These discussions were not just casual exchanges but were meticulously planned and executed with specific goals in mind. According to CNN Arabic, a phone call between Trump and Putin preceded the announcement, suggesting a level of coordination and pre-agreement on the potential meeting. This call was a pivotal moment, indicating that both leaders were willing to explore new avenues for dialogue. The content of this phone call remains unknown, adding to the mystery surrounding the entire affair. What was discussed during this call? What were the key points of negotiation? Did Trump and Putin discuss the ongoing war in Ukraine? The conflict has been a significant point of contention between the two nations, and any discussion on this topic would be crucial. Did they delve into issues related to energy, trade, or cybersecurity? These are areas where both countries have significant interests and potential for cooperation or conflict. The lack of transparency only fueled further speculation and analysis from experts and diplomats worldwide. Everyone is trying to piece together the puzzle and understand the implications of this renewed communication. The phone call itself was a significant event, marking a resumption of direct communication between the two leaders after a period of relative silence. This resumption is noteworthy given the strained relations between the two countries. It signaled a potential thaw in relations, or at least a willingness to engage in dialogue, despite the ongoing tensions and disagreements between the United States and Russia on the global stage. This willingness to talk could pave the way for future negotiations. The fact that the phone call led to the announcement of a potential meeting suggests that both leaders saw some potential benefit in face-to-face discussions. Such meetings could address critical issues and possibly lead to breakthroughs. Whether this translates into concrete agreements or a genuine easing of tensions remains to be seen, but the phone call undoubtedly laid the groundwork for the current diplomatic maneuvering. The world watches closely as these developments unfold, hoping for a positive outcome. The choice of Saudi Arabia as the potential meeting place for Trump and Putin is particularly noteworthy. Saudi Arabia, under the leadership of Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, has been actively positioning itself as a mediator in global affairs, leveraging its economic and political clout to exert influence on the international stage. Saudi Arabia's strategic location, its vast oil reserves, and its complex relationships with both the West and Russia make it a significant player in global geopolitics. The kingdom has walked a delicate tightrope, maintaining close ties with the United States, while simultaneously deepening its relationship with Russia, particularly in the energy sector. MBS's ambition to transform Saudi Arabia into a global power broker has been evident in recent years. The kingdom has played a more active role in regional conflicts, such as the war in Yemen, and has sought to mediate in disputes between other countries, including the ongoing crisis between Qatar and its Gulf neighbors. By hosting a potential meeting between Trump and Putin, MBS could further solidify Saudi Arabia's position as a key diplomatic player. Such a meeting would not only enhance the kingdom's international standing, but also provide MBS with an opportunity to showcase Saudi Arabia's ability to bring together world leaders with divergent interests. Conspicuously absent from the initial announcement of the potential Trump-Putin meeting was any mention of Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. This notable exclusion immediately caught the attention of political analysts and media outlets worldwide. This omission raised eyebrows and fueled speculation about the intended scope of the discussions and the potential implications for the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. Many wondered if this was a deliberate move to shift the focus away from the Ukrainian crisis. When questioned about Zelensky's participation, Trump's response was vague, suggesting that the Ukrainian leader might not be present at the initial meeting, but could potentially join a subsequent gathering. This non-committal answer did little to quell the growing curiosity and concern. This ambiguity left many wondering about the true nature of the proposed discussions and whether they would directly address the situation in Ukraine. The lack of clarity only added to the tension and uncertainty surrounding the event. The potential exclusion of Zelensky from the initial meeting could be interpreted in various ways. Some viewed it as a strategic maneuver, while others saw it as a possible oversight. Some analysts saw it as a sign that the meeting might focus on broader geopolitical issues, such as arms control or cybersecurity, rather than the specific conflict in Ukraine. This perspective suggested a shift in priorities for the involved parties. Others speculated that it might reflect a deliberate attempt to sideline Zelensky and undermine his position in any potential negotiations. This theory pointed to a more calculated approach to the diplomatic dynamics at play. The absence of a clear stance on Zelensky's involvement contributed to the uncertainty surrounding the potential meeting. The mixed signals sent by the announcement left many guessing about the true intentions behind the gathering. It remained unclear whether the omission was a strategic decision or simply a reflection of the preliminary nature of the talks. The ambiguity kept the international community on edge, awaiting more concrete information. The international community awaited further clarification on Zelensky's role. Eager to understand the potential implications for the future of Ukraine, the stakes were high, and the world watched closely for any developments. In this crucial phase, both sides are meticulously preparing for the potential meeting. Diplomatic channels are buzzing with activity as officials from both nations work tirelessly to ensure everything is in place. It's a delicate dance of diplomacy, where every detail matters. From security arrangements to discussion agendas, nothing is left to chance. The stakes are high and the world is watching closely. As the groundwork is laid, hopes are cautiously optimistic, but the path ahead remains uncertain. Will this meeting pave the way for a new era of cooperation, or will it falter under the weight of expectations? In recent years, the role of power brokers in prisoner releases has become increasingly significant. These individuals or entities often operate behind the scenes, negotiating delicate deals that can lead to the freedom of detainees. Their influence and strategic maneuvering are crucial in resolving complex international disputes. As we move further into the 21st century, the global landscape is becoming more multipolar. Countries are no longer simply aligning with one superpower or another. Instead, they are forging new alliances and partnerships, navigating a world where power is distributed more evenly across various nations. This shift requires a nuanced approach to diplomacy and international relations. In an era where traditional methods often fall short, unconventional approaches are gaining traction. Leaders and diplomats are increasingly willing to think outside the box, employing innovative strategies to tackle global challenges. These methods, while sometimes controversial, can lead to breakthroughs that were previously thought impossible. As we stand on the brink of a new era, the question remains, are we entering a period of unprecedented global engagement? With nations more interconnected than ever before, the potential for collaborative progress is immense. However, this new era also brings its own set of challenges and uncertainties. Only time will tell how these dynamics will shape our world.